Hi everyone, we're going to work on our printing lab today. And the lab that we're going to do, you've been watching tutorials on Cottonworks all about printing that's done with roller prints and screen printing, but we're going to do a little bit more with printing with heat setting, or what we call transfer printing. Now the interesting thing about transfer printing, once we get digital printing down to an affordable, cost-effective measure for printing, we're not going to need heat transfer. But right now, heat transfer is so inexpensive that we can't give it up. And we use it for everything from playwear to sportswear, children's wear. We use it in the home furnishings industry. And it makes things so affordable. That's why we can create a really pretty blouse for $5 at H&M. So until we get that digital process down, we're going to be using this process that I'm going to show you today. This is the lab that you're going to be working on, this paper that I've created for you, and I have it down Lab E, but it is loaded into the computer on the page that says Printing Lab, and you'll be able to make a copy of this and write on it, or just use some paper that you have and do your write-up on that paper. There's some questions that I'm going to ask you here, and then this has the attachment here, but since you don't have these materials at home, you're going to use today's video as the actual lab here. So you're just going to be answering the questions, but you're going to watch what I'm doing here. And I think you'll get the idea for heat transfer. What I'd like to show you is things that are commercially available. This is something I just bought at Target, and it, as a number, we're going to use this as one of our heat transfers here. It has glue material on the back that then when it is ironed, it's going to transfer to whatever you did. If I ironed this right here, this number 5 would permanently be on my ironing board cover because that's where the glue is. I also bought some paper that is a transfer paper at Target. It's about $10 for 5 sheets. And I was able to, on a color printer, this is from Day of the Dead, and it was a really cute print of skulls. And I'm going to transfer this color right from my computer. So this I actually printed right on my computer. And it does have to be color, of course, unless you're doing black and white image like this. You could actually do a zebra print on your transfer paper that looks like this on the back from Target. So I'm going to be doing that, but first I want to show you a couple samples here that are commercial. And this used to be in our swatch kit, in our green book, but because the transfer paper is very difficult to get outside of the industry, they stopped using it, and we've come up with a couple other methods to do. But I want to show you exactly what transfer printing looks like. And I'm going to pull this off. This is a piece of tricot, and we all have learned in our knit section what tricot is. It is a warp knit, so it's a little bit different than a weft knit, but we can print on polyester tricot, and we could do something very inexpensive for children's lingerie or maybe a peignoir set for grandma. But what we're doing in heat transfer printing is we're taking just literally like a piece of paper that has our print printed onto it, just like I did with my Day of the Dead print over here from my digital or my inkjet printer. This transfer paper is a little bit pricey, and I think that's why they quit putting it in our book. One side is just like a tissue paper. On the other side, this is actually colored ink that's in here. When you are commercially doing heat transfer, there is a machine, and you'll see that machine in our video that is attached to this module called Printing and Dyeing. So you'll be able to see the full process. But literally, they're going to lay a piece of paper the same size as the fabric, and it's going to go through something like a heating press that's really essentially our iron that we have here. But by turning this so that the ink is against our tricot, or the fabric that is this is our technical face, we're going to print that on, and when we're done, this is what it's going to look like. It's 100% washable. It will not come out. It's permanently in there. So this is the beauty of heat transfer on polyester, and we use so much of it today. In fact, Nike taught us that polyester is good because now they have created a more breathable polyester, not chemically, but through the way it is knitted or woven. So there's our heat set print that we have. This is just another coloration. Here is our transfer paper. This one's a tiny bit thicker than this. And then that transfer paper is put face down. These are big sheets that are about 45 to 60 inches wide and about 500 yards long. And they go through a press that heat sets that. And when it's done, here is that print. And this is, again, 100% washable, and it will never come out. It is heat set and it's permanently colored. We can always tell that it's printed because the back side is white. So the back side is the giveaway that something's printed. Well, something that we're doing new today is we're doing a print on both sides. So we're double printing with heat transfer. So this is polyester with a little bit of lycra in it. And we use this. This is actually from an exercise or a yoga company that created leggings and a hoodie out of this. So the leggings you can reverse, but you can also reverse the hoodie. So there's our snake print on one side, and on the other side is it looks meant to look like a sweatshirt fabric in gray. So we literally get two outfits for the price of one. It's more expensive to do dual-sided printing, but it definitely in the long run gives you the appearance of two separate garments. So if you're traveling, this might be a good idea if you have a small suitcase. So we're going to go on to our lab now, and this is what I'm going to be doing. You won't have access to these at the moment, but you will have, you'll be able to use what I'm doing as your write-up, and then don't worry about the bottom where it says, do you have a sample? So I'm going to put these both under the iron at the same time, but I am going to put my iron onto these. Remember, I have to have the side with the glue or the color down. So I'm going to put that one there, and this one I've got the color facing down. So one looks like it's up and one looks like it's down. But I'm going to do this for about 30 seconds, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. All right, we've had this on for about 25-30 seconds, and I think that's long enough to give you the visual. Again, this one had on the bottom of the print is a glue that adheres this. And you all have had t-shirts like this. Some crack, some don't crack. It depends on how elastomeric this transfer is. So there's our zebra with our heat transfer. And then this, what's really fun about this, this is actually the color transfer, just like we had in our sample here with that heat transfer. This one with my Target paper is going to be just like that, where the print itself came right off onto this. So you could actually digitally, you could print a picture of yourself, your boyfriend, whatever you want to do. You can print that, and you could have that on a t-shirt fabric, or you could create some fabric yourself. There's also a company called Spoonflower, and there are several others in North Carolina. And these companies are doing a type of digital print. So you can create on the computer a pattern or a color with maybe a motif that is personal to you, and you can send that to North Carolina and they will make you that fabric. It's a little bit more expensive. It runs about $20 a yard, but they're actually doing a full digital print. So once we figure out how to get $20 a yard down to about $2 a yard, we're going to be in mass production business. Thank you all, and have fun doing your lab.